Hello there, welcome to Sightline. Today I have Mr. Rudy Youngblood. He is a special guest for me, and he is a Hollywood actor. So, hello, Mr. Rudy Youngblood.
Hello, nice
and I'm very happy to see you here in Mongolia.
Nice to meet you. Yeah, it's nice for me to be here.
And first of all, I would like to ask you about first impression to be here in Mongolia. Is it your first time here?
Yes, it is my first time, and it's very far to get here from the States, but it's actually really worth it. It's very beautiful, and there's so much culture. The people are beautiful and very giving, and like especially today's event, it was actually very beautiful. I did not expect that, and that's what the power of inspiration and hope and faith, and actually taking the time to make it look so beautiful and powerful, and not just do it on the spur, and taking the time. I think that was fantastic, and just being here, I would move here. I really would.
I would like to have you here in Mongolia. So, as I know, you're staying here in Mongolia for a week.
I am, yes. I am.
And do you have plans to visit our countryside?
Yeah, we're gonna do a couple things, and then they're gonna take me to the countryside, and I want to ride horses because I love to ride horses and spend time out there. And yeah, that's who and what I'm about is, I'm Native American, and that's what we do, So something like that about you guys' culture, and it would be fantastic to learn more about your culture, because I don't know too much, but I know enough, but I want to know more. So
Actually, where are you originally from?
I'm actually originally from Canada, and as well as Washington State, but I'm always all over the place, so it's kind of hard for me to call one place home. So for me, it's where I lay my hat, and where the people are loving, that's where I'm at.
And then it's really interesting, Pat. When did you have the chance to ride a horse?
Me?
Yes.
I have 20 horses.
Oh, really?
Yes.
It's really interesting.
I have 20 horses, and I'm kind of curious to ride your guys' horses because they're smaller.
Mongolian horses?
Yes, they're smaller than the horses back home. So that'll be interesting.
Okay, let's talk about your Hollywood life. And so, what actually Hollywood life is it?
See, that's the thing. I'm very humble. I just like to do normal things and stay humble and just not get lost in the hype of Hollywood, because that's where people go wrong, is because they want it to be about this, like not care about people and then just be in front of the camera. For me, I'm a humble person and just simple. Whatever you want to go do, just go fishing or just watch a movie, or I'm very simple, and my life is, I don't want to complicate it, with Hollywood. But I mean, of course, I still have to be a part of Hollywood because that's my career and that's what I do. And I mean, there's a lot of great people, but there's a lot of very interesting people, let's just say that.
So you said that you really like to watch movies, and what type of movies do you watch?
I watch everything. I watch everything, yeah. And I'll watch about 6-7 movies a night.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm a movie buff, and that's what I like to do.
And what type of movies are you watching? But the Hollywood movies only, or the Asian movies? Have you ever seen Mongolian movie?
Yeah, I have. I just don't know the name of it. But it's very interesting to see how the cinematic part is about it. There's a lot more intricate scenarios. Unlike Hollywood movies, they really focus on one person, and like Asian movies and Mongolian movies, they're focused on the people and the action and how it's flowing and the beautiful costumes and the landscape and what's going on. It's very interesting. It's interesting to see the dynamic of both Hollywood and other cultures' films, So that to me it's pretty interesting.
You said that you have watched, which type of Mongolian movie you watched?
I don't know what the name of it is, but it was like a lot of action and love and all that kind of stuff. But it was beautiful. I will get the names of them, but yeah, it's very different and dynamic. It really is.
And also maybe the culture, Asian culture is different from the European or the, how do you say, American cultures.
Yeah, well, I think any foreign culture is different from American culture. You know, you have European culture, you have an Asian, you know, and anywhere outside of America, it's you can see the different dynamic, you know, and how things are put together. So, yeah.
So what was the last movie you had a part? Last movie?
That I did?
Yes.
I think the last movie was, I think, Hell on the Border.
It was long ago?
No, it was not. It was just recent. Yeah, it was Ron Perlman and a couple other big names, and we had a good time. And the director was fantastic, the crew was fantastic, and there's a lot more to come. And I have a lot of films on the table right now, and so yeah, you know. But I wanted to come to this and support and see what it's about. I'm glad I did, because I almost wasn't gonna come, but I'm very glad I'm here.
So I think that the most popular movie, which everyone knows, I think it is Apocalypto. And I seen this movie yesterday to have an interview with you. And one really interesting thing to ask from you is, like, you are in the scene of the movie, you are running around for 2 days long. And how was it to run for that long time? I know that it's just filming, they're just cutting and continuing, but how is it to run that long?
Oh, it's not
marathon
it's not cutting and continuing. It's
really?
constant. And
For 2 days?
yeah, I ran the whole movie, and it's not just shooting for 2 days. We shot for a very long time.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's very grueling, and you have to be dedicated and want to do it and be in shape, and be able to psychologically be ready for it, because it's very demanding. And not a lot of people are willing to stay that long, get dirty, and be in the jungle. There's a lot of things that can harm you, and it's very psychologically draining. But you know, when you have good directors like Mel Gibson to direct you, and then a good crew to look after you, working with good people, but still, it's hot. You're always dirty, and you hardly wear anything.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, and everybody in the world, I think, seen my booty. So yeah, you just got to be ready for it. Honestly, you just can't say, yeah, I'll do it. You got to understand what you're getting yourself into, and yeah, it was a constant. Not only running, I did all my own stunts, and you know, you suffer a lot of injuries, and but you got to be willing to take the punches, and you got to love it. That's the different thing. Is you got to love it.
Have you counted how far did you had the run? How many kilometers or something like that? Have you some?
I'm a runner, so that doesn't bother me. I don't know. It's just constant. It's constant all the time, and especially like all the injuries, and but I don't focus on that. I focus on the task at hand, and yeah, and the projection of emotion, so the audience can feel my pain or passion and grief, and just love something that is totally different. At that time, nobody in the world had did something like that.
Yes.
So we're probably one of the innovators of that type of filmmaking.
And also my last question, how many days you have lived there in jungle?
Oh, I was there a year.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh my God,
Yeah, I was there a long time. Yeah,
It means like you are already a jungle person.
yeah, and then the food, and I mean the food is great, but
In jungle.
yeah.
But you have made your own food from the America, or you have eaten the food?
Yeah, we have catering, so they'll make us good food, and but at the same time, where we stay sometimes they have their own food, and it's not a problem. I mean, you don't really think about it. You're gonna eat because you're hungry. So yeah.
Thank you very much again for coming, for choosing to come here in Mongolia and being a part of my culture.
Yes, thank you very much for having me, and it's a pleasure.
Thank you very much.